All right, it's our final segment with Barbara McGinnis, and this I think is really important for folks like the gentleman who just called. Some of the areas he may be able to look at to find some relief to help financially with him right now in retirement.
There's 2 different programs that you could actually call. Council on Aging is actually a good resource to help with, if you don't know how to do the benefits checkup yourself, go to the Council on Aging or your local AAAD for resource guidance. But programs like Medicare savings programs, which we call QMB, Qualified Medicare Beneficiary, it is for low income, low net worth people. So a married couple could have, and it's based on the federal poverty limit, so a married couple could have $13.72 a month in income and qualify. And resources, it's roughly $13,000 for a married couple to qualify for this. But what it would do is it would pay your Medicare Part B premium. It would pay, it actually works like a Medicare supplement for you, and it's at no cost.
All right.
If you qualify. There's also an extra help program that, or a low income subsidy that helps with your Part D plan, pays your, finds you a low Part D, so it reduces your med costs, it reduces your your Part D premiums. So there's a couple of programs. You actually apply for those through TennCare.
Okay.
It's a good place.
You also said he went to the break property tax relief programs, possibly. He says he's still paying rent, but or his mortgage.
But tax relief or tax freeze through your local tax assessor, your county tax assessor. Every county, some sort of financial cap for those. You have to get them in early. If you're not already qualified for 18, you won't be, but you could apply for 19.
Yeah, okay.
So there's that.
Utility relief sometimes. NES, I know sometimes in the metro area can provide relief for seniors on fixed income.
If you're low income and you were a veteran, you served during a period of war, we think about aid and attendance as helping for pay for care, but sometimes that VA pension is really designed to make sure that there is at least a basement level of earning income for qualified veterans. So you don't necessarily have to be disabled. You're not going to get the maximum amount you possibly could, but you could get something to bring you up to a certain level.
Yep.
So that, you don't have to come to a law office to do that. You could go to your local veteran service organization. So something like your VSO in your county, or if you had a VFW or American Legion in your community, you could go to them and talk to them about that. Operation Stand Down is another great people over there.
Well, it's time, and I'm wondering if you know, John has already checked on some of those or not. But those are options, and the answer to him is that many people are asked to live on monies that it really is absurd to think that you could, and that's the harsh reality for many Americans, and it's unfortunate. I don't know, and if you can put money away, start. I started putting a little, $10 a month on my 401k when I got my first job. Not everyone could afford to put money away, you know? Now, if you're one of those people that just insisted on, well, I could save, but I got to buy a boat, you know, I have no sympathy for you later in life.
Maybe a comment on a reverse mortgage, too. Even when, depending on your ratio of equity in your home to your mortgage left, you could actually talk with someone about a reverse mortgage, and at least perhaps,
if you have some equity built up.
If you have some equity built up, it might reduce your mortgage.
All right, let's take another Ronnie on line 2. Hi, Ronnie. Are you there, Ronnie?
Yes.
Hey, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my mother has a will, but I don't know where it's at.
Okay. And I'm guessing she doesn't either, or has she passed away?
No, she's still alive, but she has like dementia kind of, you know.
So you have no idea where it's at, and you're wondering what you should do.
Yeah, I think I might know where it's at, but if I can't find it, what do I do?
Okay.
Well, yeah, it is possible to probate a copy. If you had a copy of a will, it is possible. It's a little more legal work.
I'm getting from him, though. I mean, you don't have a copy, obviously, right? You don't know what's in it right now, right, Ronnie?
Yeah, I know it all goes to me, but I'm just wondering what do you do? I mean,
are you an only child?
Are you an only child?
Yes.
Okay.
And mom is not married?
No, she's divorced.
Okay. Well, life's going to be pretty easy, Ronnie.
Yeah.
By law, by operation of law, every state has a set of intestate law rules. Tells you where your money is going to go when you die if you didn't make a plan. Well, even though mom made a will, you can't find it. It's going to be assumed destroyed at that point in time. By operation of law, only child is going to inherit everything.
Okay.
Because there's not a spouse. Mom does not have a current spouse to share assets with. Single child, no, only child, it's all going to go to him.
Pretty straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward.
If that wasn't the case, I'm just curious. He says his mom now has dementia, but could you go do another will with her?
You have to have testamentary capacity. So it's not a diagnosis based capacity test. So just because she has a diagnosis of dementia, that doesn't preclude her from drafting a new will, but she does have to know who her next of kin, who her family are. She has to know what kind of assets she has, and she has to know that she's creating a will and what she's doing in that moment. Yeah. So she has to have, some basics.
But you'd be surprised. I mean, you probably see different levels of it. In very advanced senility or Alzheimer's, but if she recognizes him, my mother, has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, but it's interesting, and you've probably seen this in some of it, when they, at least in the early stages, and she's still pretty high functioning, if it's just they're in their comfort zone, they're pretty darn normal. The memory's not great. The moment you throw them a curveball that's anything confusing or stressful, off the deep end, she can't even function. But when they're calm and you talk to them in the house, she could definitely, my mother right now definitely could put together a will.
Yeah, she's rested.
Yeah, rested, calm, with people she knows.
And there's good times of day and not so good times of day. Some people are better morning people, and they're brighter and more alert in the morning. Lawyers are actually supposed to look to put their client in the best light.
Right.
So, meaning, if they're better in the morning, let's have a morning appointment.
There you go.
Certainly, you want to make sure that if your person's under the influence of medicines, depression or grief that's been treated. Yeah.
If they get rattled by going somewhere, could you have the lawyer come to their home and do it there?
Certain lawyers will.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
We do it on very special occasions.
Yeah.
But there are some lawyers that do that on a regular basis.
Okay.
And so that's possible. Like you said, taking them outside of their environment can be very difficult on them.
It just rattles them, and that's
can make
unsettling.
them confused. Yeah, it's that whole white coat syndrome. Why their blood pressure goes up when they go to the doctor's office thing.
That's exactly right. In the doctor's setting, she just bombed the tests. But if you gave her the same tests in a relaxing setting with people she knew at home, she'd probably do a lot better.
So you're looking for a lucid moment.
All right, lucid moment, and in the absence of that, and that's why it's important, he doesn't have to worry about it, but if someone was to contest a will, one argument they could make is that person was not in their right mind when they did it. And you hear that all the time.
Absolutely. But you have to prove that.
That's right, and that's not always the easiest thing, especially after that loved one has passed, right?
Sure. So we're going back to testimony of people that you love that stuff, don't you?
Just like
looking for doctor statements or testimony of people that were around them on a regular basis.
I gotcha. Yeah. Remind folks about your practice, where it's at, and how they can reach you, and things like this. You and Tim, and there it is. That's already up on the screen.
Thanks. We're at Takis McGinnis Elder Care Law. We're in Hendersonville on Walton Ferry Road. You can look us up at www.tn-elderlaw.com to find more information, and you can always call at 615-824-2571.
And the next episode of Your Show with Tim is Friday, right? The new one, right? And it's going to talk about resources for lower income seniors.
John should watch that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good information.
And that, again, you'd rather be here with me than with Tim, and I know, and it's flattering that you would say that, but Tim's your buddy, okay?
Tim's my buddy.
Ah, see, she really would rather be up here with Tim. You tell Tim I missed him today, all right? I need to have you both on at the same time.
That would be fun.
Barbara
Thank you,
McGinnis,
Nick.
you're awesome. Thank you for coming on. Great show today. And again, tune in on Friday. I think you're right. That last caller could benefit from that show.
Absolutely.
A lot of folks could. I'll be back with a programming note about tomorrow right after this. Stay with us. Thank you. Quick